Chumchi Udzewe, Chisumchi Udzewe, and Dami Lodu in Namazove, and the Minister Sami Uchi. What did it say? Songlolia, Chumchi Shui, and Yangjade Lada Yaji George Kausachung and Machine Yamane de Lada Yongya any Chachine Mima Taba the Tamzi your memory any design she Mima Tuyada and they are the Sa Kampuche they do ne Chumbu Najasoro check the Chumbu Najasor Zujalia Sa Kamputi to Kavayos to Chaza enter the Mugeda Gada Dansala Chashu Tsuyo Lizane and the Dajis that there was sometimes. There are the America, we Halam do not need David. We measure Taxacha, Danga, the Halam law, Jubran Simply, Cheda, Terrible Taxacha, Chinese to the shadows, and Lonese only she had prostate cancer. The kept those sending, and the young of the Manchester Chevrolet, and the terrible Taxacha, but somewhat a chance. Kakemindus, what is this? About 2 years ago, the doctor, they found prostate cancer. Little indication there. So they Mayo Hospitals, many doctors, since I think over 10 years, we become very close friends. So they consult the doctor and many other sort of doctor whom I know we become friends. You see, they seriously discuss. And then they say, surgery, very simple, very easy. But because of my age, now 80 years old, 2 years ago, so therefore the side effect might be more serious. So therefore they suggest radiation treatment. Then last year, about 5 weeks, I stayed at Mayo Hospital. And then now this time, thorough check, then they say completely cure. They say now no need any medication. They mentioned that. Meantime, now getting older, but my face sort of showing lie quite young. But actually now 82-year-old. So the feeling, tiredness feeling, now increasing. But okay. But brain still very sharp. So that's important, isn't it? The physical strength, elephant, or these also is very strong. But their brain, very, the intelligent side brain, very small. So we human beings, brain is very important. So my brain still quite sharp. Sagu diri pamene chachine nabasanje be chul tebachine 양그 애니 별 강생기 좀 다산지 비추 야 가다다 대버칭에 차들이 가래 애니 별 강생기 종기 애니 산지 비추지 켄시 시워츠 애니 배나는데 취기 처음에 버티다 뭐소리야 지주난체 다 로동자 게르 아주 뭐냐라 켄시 시워츠 토르나는 시기기 당 아주 숭신디디기 롬니 때문에 롬니 수순주 롬니 때문에 아니 망부지기 터전 졸르셔니 냠는 시대기 야래 가다 시도 숭지기 타네 배나는데 취기 정어버디 도 진대버리 저서그 디디에 배나는데 취기 중에 차대기 야래 so Himalayan range from Ladakh up to Mentawang. Traditionally, you share the same Buddhism which we carry in Tibet. So Tibetan Buddhist tradition, 8th century, I think firstly, 7th century, the Tibetan emperor, Songtsen Gampo, you see, I think he married with one Chinese princess. So I think mainly some influence from his wife, maybe. So then you see the Buddha Dharma, the princess on Tang dynasty, you see, come so that princess brought one very important Buddha statue. So since then, Buddha statue in Lhasa main cathedral, that Buddha statue remained there. So in the 7th century, the Songtsen Gampo, then I think showing genuine interest. So he start Buddha Dharma quite forcefully in Tibet. However, around that period, the Tibetan script either improved or introduced newly. There are some different views. In any way, you see the Tibetan script. Then you see copy from one Indian Devanagari, Indian script, not copy from Chinese script. So that respect, I think his wife, failed to influence. So in any way, so then see some close link with India start. Then 8th century, the Chisung Dezen, Tibetan, very powerful Tibetan emperor, one my Chinese friend, who very, very top scholars about past history. He studied since Tang dynasty to Qing dynasty over, I think, more than 2,000 years. You see, he concluded 7th century, 8th century, 9th century, there were 3 empires. Chinese Empire, Mongol Empire, Tibetan Empire. So the 8th century Joseon design, I think very strong. The Tibetan king. Then he want to further improve or development about Buddha Dharma. So he invited Shanda Rakshita from Nalanda Institution. After Buddha, I think the first monastic institution, maybe monastic or maybe just institution, Takshashila. Then gradually Nalanda, then gradually Brikamalashila. These three remain, I think, few centuries, learning center. So around 8th century, the Nalanda, then I think the peak. The monk students, some say, some say about 10,000 students. So in any way, the Nalanda institution really produced these masters like Nagarjuna, Arya Asanga, and so on. You see, I made usually Kazuda Charles Ka. Present all that. In Tibet, usually Yendu
8 masters who were known as 6 ornaments and 2 supreme masters.
Oh, but I found other top scholars, see, not included here. Then these some other top scholar. We study even today. They are writing, they are text. So therefore, I made one color. Race. Down these 17 Nalanda masters. If someone sort of interest the Tibetan and the Hindi, English, Chinese now mentioned there. So then at that time, 8th century, the Shanda Rakshita was, I think, the topmost scholar of Nalanda. So Tibetan emperor, 8th century, he invited this top scholar of Nalanda. So his age, according Indian historian, well over 70 year old. Tibetans sometimes say, 900 years or 1,000 years. That's, I think, exaggeration. Superstition, maybe. Truly, frankly speaking. Sometimes you say, the follower, too much praising their teacher, and then actually not so. So I think, so historian, they say, over 70-year-old. Okay, now 70-year-old person, top scholar in Nalanda. Generally speaking, I think he may remain in Nalanda. Rather, you see, accept that invitation, go to Tibet, mysterious land, very high altitude. So such old person, I think difficult. But he happily accepted and came to Lhasa, the Samya monastery, under his sort of guidance. Samya monastery built So, we Tibetan, since the 8th century, we sincerely follow our great teachers' advice or instruction. So I usually, telling Indian, you Indian, historically our guru, we are Chela. But we not only just normal Chela, but quite a reliable Chela. Really. Over 1,000 years, all these Nalanda masters' knowledge we kept. Not through prayer, but study. And the root text we learn by heart, including myself and Rinpoche. We usually memorize these root texts. Then each word explained by our teacher according commentary, again most case wrote by Nalanda master. And then we extensively use logic, Dignac and Dharmakirti. Now here, great logician. Dishanda Rishita himself, great logician. So we use extensively logic. So because of that, our brain become quite sharp. Just a faith. Oh yes. Then may not be opportunity to use human intelligence. See, even Lama say, we should develop question. Why? How? Buddha himself, now I think some unique thing, Buddha himself, told us, Buddha say, my follower should not accept my teaching out of faith. So that's especially meant for Ladakis. Should not accept my teaching out of faith, but rather thorough investigation and experiment. So sometimes I describe Buddha Shakyamuni. One aspect, Buddha Shakyamuni was the founder of Buddha Dharma. One aspect, Buddha Shakyamuni, great philosopher. In his philosophy, philosophical teaching, the quantum physics. Now, in modern sort of education or science, modern science, the quantum physics done. Raja Ramana, nuclear physicist. You see, he once told me, the quantum physics in the West, new philosophy, new thinking, new concept. In this country, in India, over 2,000 years, that concept already developed. He found some Nagarjuna's writing, he found the essence of the quantum physics already there. So therefore, and then one aspect of Buddha, I usually telling Buddha, we can consider ancient Indian scientist. He very much emphasized reasons, investigation, experiment, not faith. So, Nalanda tradition, exactly that way. So therefore, we quite reliable Chala, and the main reason, while Guru's own land, Nalanda now completely ruined. Takshishila, nothing. Brikamanishila, also nothing. So these teaching, their idea, we kept over 1,000 years. So it is quite sufficient to say we are quite a reliable challenge of Indian group. So now, recent years, I felt, because you see, hours of the meeting with scientists and educationists, see, they found some useful information. So all these come from Nalanda, from India. We Tibetan ourselves, is it before Buddhism came, or before 8th century or 7th century, we just, because of that, almost like nomad and some superstitions there. I think physically, or I think ancient culturally, we are quite tough. But otherwise, you see, like Kasadati, barbaric like that. So only, I think 14th century, one Tibetan great scholar, he expressed, till light of India reached Tibet, Tibet, in spite land of snow, still remain dark. Only light of India reached there, then Tibet become bright. It is very true, very true. So you see, I found these ancient knowledge of India, I think very useful about the science of mind or emotion, and about logic, and certain concepts such as quantum physics. These we should consider academic subject, not religious subject. These come from religious text, but itself we should consider academic subject. So that so therefore, now I'm sort of trying. I really now determined to revival of ancient Indian knowledge in this country. So only India can have the ability to combine modern education, modern technology, plus ancient your own sort of knowledge about inner peace. Combine these two things, I think India can make, I think, a significant contribution. Firstly, China, then Europe, and also America, and Arab countries, some African countries, maybe. So that's my latest commitment. I'm trying to tell more Indian. Knowledge which we kept is Indian knowledge, ancient Indian knowledge. Now these, not only just ancient one, but also very relevant to today's world. There are now today's world crisis about emotions, isn't it? So when emotion crisis happen, this is relying drugs. That's not a real answer. Emotion, part of our mind. In order to tackle emotion, there is potential in our emotion, in our mind, which can tackle our emotion, irrespective whether believer or non-believer, whether this religious belief or that religious belief. So, for example, Ladakh, I think you are Muslim brothers, sisters. You also can learn about, science of mind, emotion. You see, your faith, Islam faith, very good. Keep that. And some kind of kazuta, no to answer. No. Mare, to to sharpen that faith. I think logic and science of mind and like quantum physics these I think useful. So recently one union education minister or something
Prakash Javadekar.
Davide, Human Resources Development.
Ah.
Education.
Prakash Javadekar.
그슨 생애
Education.
그래서 싸간다와
Now, Davide.
그래서 싸간다고 가서
Davide.
원 부다 가서
Jayanti. Guru Jayanti celebration.
Around that period, you see, he mentioned in Indian school, public school, some teaching of Buddha's word could be useful. He mentioned that. Now, after I saw that, I feel India, firstly, secular country. There are many different religious faith there. So taking Buddha's quotation for Buddhist. So I feel not. It seems not very suitable. But this is science of mind and then logic. These we should consider. Actually, these are part of education, part of knowledge, and academic subject. So I think in India, you see, this logic and the science of mind. These I think in secular education, school or college or university, I think can be. So I just want, you see, now my latest, the commitment is revival of ancient Indian knowledge in this country. So here, I think you Ladakhi scholars, I think can make a certain significant contribution. Firstly, Indian citizen. So for that, you pay more attention for study, not just faith, not just repeat Buddham Shanam Gajami, Dhammam Shanam Gajami, Sangham Shanam Gajami, without knowing what is Buddha, what is Dharma, what is Sangha. This is the old form of religion. Now that I think outdated. We must study, knowing fully. Then very good. In South India, it's occasionally I give some teaching. So I mentioned the people, the monk there, if they follow the Onishijana. I mean, there are two ways more. Kasota.
Two types of followers of the teaching.
Oh.
You follow teaching on reason, they're called Shafek, but one is Shafek.
Experience.
Huh?
Second one is those who follow on the basis of faith alone.
Oh.
They are called Mandalika.
So I mentioned publicly, people, we now mainly should follow the faith. Then I don't know how long Buddha Dharma remain. If we follow reason, investigation, combined with modern science, then Buddha Dharma will remain another few centuries. I mentioned publicly in South India. So the Ladakhi friends, also you see, please pay more attention for study. It's very important. So the Ladakhi brothers, sisters. Now this, not only just a monk or nun, lay people, school or college, eventually we already produce some books. And then also we now available as a secular ethics. Now English translation, Chinese translation, Hindi translation, Russian translation, Mongolian translation. Now German translation also come. So therefore, in Himalayan range, I think in school, I think eventually should include the education about mind, about logic, and about moral principle, these things. In Europe, people, many educationists showing interest, and also America. Now, for example, Emory University, the last now more than 15 years, they really taking serious interest. So they are very, very helpful making, drafting curriculum. So I think within this year, I think we may finalize as a draft. Okay. So that I want to share with you. 내가 그나서 뒤시고다. 내 안다 때 텐상 지 도나 지아직디 딱 안주 안데 현대부터이디 참아 날린다네 용대 버렸다. 제가가 날린다네 알로 좀 여대부터이디 되게세 뒤줄이야. 판도 여대부터 저 여대부터. 근데 인도 날린데 슝진디디 다 림베 자가나 지금 라소치아 중투나스 야 뒤에 이지미지 낭셔도 만들지 낭셔 과데 낭가 칩세 현지 리글럼 과다 가다다 참아리베 과다 아니 셈감리고 인 당하는 시 떠주고 가셔 다디 현연랑 두시 제체 자가나 러투 중나스 어디 뒤에다 매직 매주체들이야 자가나 동인싱에 도난싱에 로르나 숙철철 더디고 서 딘디지 있다 내가 와리야 히말라야 지기 미즈 지 디탈리아 지 샴데 숙철 두트야게 고급이었어 수도 자상아 내가 나라도 정리기 지 숭진 따야 되디 왜 개심을 했어 생각으로 자라본 거 중에 지금 초과를 된대야다 지차다 디디 야오다리디 디 조마레 조 슝지다디 디디 개심도 just one. Now time for rest. Thank you. Appreciate it.